allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Okay. Roger Florkowitz, President.
Yes, here.
Vice President Tim Arvanitis.
Here.
Secretary Paul Petrie.
Here.
David Rossi.
Here.
Tom Falk. Attorney Christian Bartholomew.
Here.
Fire Chief Robert Patterson.
Here.
Deputy Fire Chief Dave Meyer. Recording Secretary Jen Chattel.
All right. Moving on to approval of the minutes from the last board meeting of October 2nd.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, fire department has indicated there's no correspondence, so we'll move on to old business. Point A of the continuing review of merit board rules. Do we have an update?
I can provide an update on that. So my office has been working on that. I had a discussion today with Attorney Osterson about that, among various other things. I think we're very close to having a red line copy of proposed revisions to the rules for you. There's a handful of issues that are going to be addressed in there. I want to put some language in there about part-time firefighters, which were not explicitly addressed under the previous rules, just to clarify the status there. There were some questions about our use of a third-party vendor for the hiring process that Attorney Austin brought up. I think I can put in some clarifying language there. And just some smaller general matters. I don't think that there will be extensive changes to the rules, but what I would anticipate is we'll have a red line for you by the next meeting that we can review. If you guys, after you get that, if you deem it appropriate to set it for a study session, you feel like you need some more time to chew on the issues, we could set something like that before the next meeting, after the next meeting, something like that. So we're not clogging up the order of business with all of the nitty gritty. But that is in the works, and apologies, it's taking a little bit longer than anticipated, but I do think that we'll be able to get something out here before close of year, and then I would think that we would be perhaps, if we're able to approve the rules, the proposed rules at the next meeting, then we'll still have to have a public meeting to do the formal approval, and we can get them in place by early next year, something like that.
Any comments or questions from the board? Okay, moving on. Update on the full-time firefighter EMT hiring status.
Yes, so the candidate that was given the conditional offer employment has been to the psychological evaluation portion, and I believe physical. We have got the results, paperwork back from the psychological. I'm not 100% on the physical yet, so hopefully once that gets back, we'll be setting up a meeting with the PERF board to review all that paperwork.
Basically proceeding. Any other questions, comments?
None.
I guess I do have an additional question on that note. Since we're hiring the last guy on the list, so to speak, how is the, have you guys opened up for applications? Are you receiving applications right now? Or?
Yes, we're using the same process we used the last time with the online registrations and all that. And they have a deadline of coming up here November 14th. Yeah.
November 4th,
Yep.
That's when the applications close?
Yes.
Okay. I would just note, according to the statute, once you've got all those applications in, those should be filed with the board so they can, they're supposed to be filed with the board is basically the next step. But I don't think there's any further consideration, really. At that point, you can proceed with, your process. So,
To generate the ranked list is what you're saying. The process.
for the next list,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Applications come in, they get filed with the board, and then they proceed with their selection process. And then part of that selection process, per our rules, would involve a couple of the board members in the interviews and stuff, and I would imagine you'll be reaching out when the time comes so that we can get there.
Yeah, we'll be selecting, you guys will have to choose two people to be on the committee to review. You'll be grading the online portion, and then once that's all done, completed, we would set up the in-house, actual in-person interviews that you guys would also be contributing time with.
Okay.
And when those come in, I can also kind of provide a little bit of further detail on sort of the steps in the statute. It's kind of a phased process. You've seen the scoring rubrics because we passed those. There's kind of multiple phases where people can be whittled down for that list before the list actually goes to the safety board. So
Okay.
I guess we'll follow up on that after the applications have closed at the next meeting.
Okay, moving on, setting hearing date for personnel actions.
This was the Tim Jenkins matter. I understand there's a correspondence from him.
Hello, guys. Colin Zakovic. I'm the secretary for the Schererville Firefighters Union, Local 4679. I have a letter here from Tim because he was unable to attend tonight. Members of the Merit Board, since our last meeting, I've attempted the Paramedic National Registry exam and achieved a score that is just shy of passing, demonstrating my continued commitment to achieving my required professional qualification. At this time, there are no updates regarding the fact-finding process related to my hearing. He stated that he will be attempting at least one more time prior to his 90 days being up. I respectfully request that my hearing be scheduled for the December Merit Board meeting on December 4th, 2025. That's all.
So he's requesting that the hearing be set for the meeting date?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I would advise the board and I guess you as representative. So when we do the hearing, we'll have to coordinate that. Naturally, if we do it at the meeting or at the same time, we'll all be here, so that's not problematic. We'll also need a hearing officer, which would presumably be Attorney Austin, the town council.
Okay.
So if he's available for that, just meet that.
Okay.
We'll have to confirm with him as his availability, and if he's not, then maybe what we can do, we can reach out to you.
Yeah.
But one way or the other, we'll have to send out a formal letter advising him of when the hearing will be held. So,
If I'm correct, the letter that was sent to him says at least a 14-day notification period.
yeah, and I'll be sending out, that's kind of a preliminary letter.
Right. That's what I figured.
We probably, it's a bit of a belt and suspenders approach because all
Right.
the stuff in there technically wouldn't have to go out until that final letter.
Right.
But he will receive another letter that reiterates his rights
Okay.
and the exact hearing date and time. If everybody's okay with doing it at the next meeting date, then I guess the only thing I would ask is I can reach out to Attorney Austin and confirm if that works for him. If it does not, I would follow up with him and you folks, and we can see if we can coordinate an alternate hearing date. But
Yeah, we don't need to wait until the next meeting for that to happen, because we only need 2 weeks' notice. So if you guys can work that out in the meantime, and we can hit that date, we can get it on the agenda.
Just be advised too, his 90-day extension, I believe, ends the week of Thanksgiving. So I don't know if technically it can't be before then. Like I said, he has until, I thought it was November 24th.
November 20th. I think.
Okay, so November 20th is the end of his 90-day extension. So if you guys were trying to get it before then because availability or whatever else like that, like, I guess I just want to bring up that point.
I think it's at the pleasure of the board as
Do we
far
need
as
to
when
make a
that
motion to
date
extend
gets
that
set.
That would be a good question to ask.
Do we need to make a new motion to extend that date that we put in the notes for minutes for last meeting?
I think that would be advisable to have probably at this point, a motion to go ahead and set the hearing and coordinate a date with the proposed date being our next meeting date. And if further advised, we'll have to coordinate a different date. So maybe just a general motion extending it until we can confirm a date with everybody who needs to be there.
Roger.
Right. I just want to make sure that we don't let that lapse, and then we have a technicality that we created ourselves, so. Okay, so do I hear a motion for extending the, I guess, what's the formal term that we're using? The extension, or?
I would say the motion is to schedule the hearing.
Okay.
And
My concern is the 90-day extension having to be extended, so we want to make sure
Yeah.
we include that.
extend the date to the
End of the year?
soonest date that can be facilitated at or around the time of our next meeting.
That's an awful.
It's a handful,
What he
isn't it?
said.
Does somebody want to make that motion as defined by the attorney?
So moved.
And a second?
If you got a better one, go for it.
Do we hear an alternate motion?
Mr. Chairman, last meeting, we agreed to a 90-day extension, and I think we need to honor that. Unless there's some exigent circumstances that would forbid us to meet the 90-day deadline. We made it for a reason, and I think we should convene on the 90th day and address that issue.
Okay.
I rescind my motion.
Okay. So, do we hear a second on extending to November 20th and having a meeting, so we want to schedule another meeting in November at that time, within the 90 days.
I'll second the motion so we can discuss it.
Okay.
All right, so what you're saying is not wait till December 4th, that it was put there in the first place and make it happen?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
And what would prevent that from happening?
Again, Attorney Austin's availability.
Yeah, the only contingencies would be, so I have to send a 14-day notice.
Which would be
of-
today.
Which would be today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
going to be the issue.
if that's today, that would be an issue. The 14-day notice is really the biggest kicker. He has to have a letter in
Yeah.
hand 14 days before the meeting
Right.
that lets him know concretely when the date of that is going to be. And
So we're already backed into the following week at that point, which
That's
is the week of
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. So
Yeah,
I
probably
think we've
so.
just arrived at, we need to go back to a motion defining December 4th as the extension date for the hearing to be held.
We have to vote down the first motion first.
Okay.
Did it get a second?
Yeah, I gave it a second.
That we seconded.
Yeah, so we got to vote.
All in
that.
favor of the motion? All opposed?
Aye.
Motion does not carry.
So I make a motion that we extend the deadline to
December 4th.
no later than December 4th.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
And then, now that we've got the date set, then we go back to Mr. Bartholomew communicating with Mr. Jenkins issuing the letters and coordinating timing for Attorney Austin to also do that. Hopefully, that will work out, that we
Yeah.
still have 14 days' notice at that point.
My next step would be I'll reach out to Attorney Austin tomorrow. I'll let him know that, you know, we've set December 4th as our benchmark. And, you know, if he's available on December 4th, then great, we can all just come in and do it as part of at the regular meeting time or shortly before or after. If he is not, I'll have him identify a handful of other dates when
Then you
he
can
could do it,
coordinate
and
with
then
Mr.
we'll
Jenkins?
coordinate.
Okay, great. All right, moving on to new business. Setting a hearing date for personnel actions related to Enrique Pulido.
That would be Attorney
Well,
Bartholomew.
who wants to start? Mr. Bartholomew?
Sure. So this was a personnel action that was brought to the board's consideration on recommendation of the chief of the fire department to set a disciplinary proceeding for firefighter Enrique Pulido due to failure to meet certain paramedic qualification requirements and other requirements. Ordinarily, for these actions, a notice is sent to the firefighter, which was done in this case, and he did respond within 5 days requesting a hearing for the disciplinary matter. As you all know, we had a short meeting, an executive session, to discuss dates and times for setting up that hearing. I will, I guess I would defer to Mr. Pulido or his representative as to their request in that regard.
So guys, as we we are looking for a 90-day extension. This is due to the circumstances that involved Pulido with a injury that he suffered back in July, as well as having to receive inpatient mental health treatment in Virginia. That was 45 days that he was unable to study, unable to do any sort of testing. It was a complete reset because where he went, they focused on getting away from the job and getting right in the mind, because mental health is so important to the fire service, to first responders in general. Like I said, we've lost too many people to PTSD, to suicide, and everything else like that. So there was no reason for him to go and study while he was away, which he was not able to. Part of the requirements of being in the inpatient was he had no phone access, he had very limited email access, had no access to any educational material, because the main focus of that 45 days was to seek intense mental health therapy. When he came back, he went back onto workman's comp, had to start following up with his requirements there, getting MRIs, following up with the doctors. Also, he's still, he has stated to me that he's in extreme amount of pain. It's hard for him to study sometimes, but he is still in remediation. And his last attempt, he was very close to passing, so he has been trending upward towards his ability to pass and receive his paramedic license. Other than that, like I said, we're really looking for a 90-day extension because of those circumstances.
Okay.
The only other thing that I would note is we did receive a correspondence from Deputy Fire Chief David Meyer expressing his concerns with and opposition to an extension in light of fire department staffing. And I think that letter's been circulated to all of you. You've had the opportunity to consider it.
So we've got a paramedic issue and the EMT issue.
Right.
Okay.
So at this time, it's really just up to the board to determine if you would like to set a hearing date to do the disciplinary hearing within the next 30 days, or if you'll consider the
Providing
request
an
for an
extension.
extension.
Okay. Do I hear any comments from the board, questions, or any motion related to that?
So I would make a motion to table this until the December meeting. Like to see if any progress is made on the EMT cert for the state.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Do we have to second a table?
Well, I think we should have a second and a vote on it since we're essentially
Is he
kicking the
delaying?
can.
Yes.
Second it is.
All right, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion carries.
Thank you.
So just to reiterate, we will table this until the meeting, which the intention is to get the EMT issue squared away, make sure that we show positive progress on that. And so at this time, we're not, extending 90 days, but extending for the month, see how that goes. We indicated in the previous session that that appeared to be on the cusp of resolution, so good luck with that. Let's make sure we get that resolved, and then the rest of the issue becomes much more clear-cut, I think, at that point. All right. Any further reports, fire department?
No reports.
Okay. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Tim, anything that you'd like to add regarding staffing of the fire department? And
Yeah, hire them all, I say.
okay.
Let's get everybody in the building.
Any business from the floor? Any other comments from the floor? All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.